Hi, my name is Philip. Today I would like to explain how to install a floating floor. Now, this is a timber floor. We are in an apartment and we did remove the carpet, and the problem now is that we can hear every footsteps. Not only the footsteps, but we can hear better. The apartment below can hear better the footsteps and the voices when my voice and I'm talking, they can hear. The televisions they can hear, the radios they can hear. So it's not, we can't leave it like this, unfortunately. So we would like to have a floorboards as a finish, but we can't use this one. So we're going to install what we call a floating floor. And a floating floor, it's made of different combination of different acoustic materials. And I'm going to explain how this works. The first thing we're going to do is to open the floorboards in a couple of different places to have access to the cavity. Why? Because the cavity works a bit like a drum, and every footsteps and noise going through just reverberate inside and amplify it. Basically it doubles, the sound doubles. So to prevent this, to fix this problem, we're going to install inside, between the joists, a product like this. This is polyester. You can use different acoustic materials, but it needs to be very dense. So don't use something like a thermal insulation, the product we use for insulate your roof, for example, because that is a bit too light for acoustics. So you need something that stands. You see, that's quite dense. You don't need to fill the cavity. One layer will be enough to reduce that sound and fix that problem. So when that's finished, we're going to close the floor, and after we are going to show you what we do next. Well, don't forget to adjust the blade, because you may cut through the joist and fell below, or cut through a pipe or something. Just common sense, basically. Alright, now the floor is open. All we have to do is to push this between the joist in the cavity, like this. And when you reach the end, here we are. Alright, now we finish with the bats inside the floorboards. We did install the floorboards back as it was. But before we proceed with the next layers of materials, we have to fix something important. It's called the squeaking noise, because if that's not done, after the job is finished, the people downstairs can still hear it. So that's quite important to do. So we're going to add some layers where we've got too much squeaking. Like here, for example. We did fix all the squeaking noise, no more squeaking noise, so that's good. The next step is to lay two different products on the floor, and the first product we're going to lay is this one. It's high density polyester, but it's not too dense and still a bit soft. The reason we installed that is that it's to absorb the impact noise, the footsteps basically. So we need a product that is quite dense for the acoustic, but not too much, because if it's too dense, too hard, then the footsteps, the sound goes through. So the softer the better, but you have to find the right balance between softness and hard and density. So this is quite a good compromise, and that's what I like to use this product. So I'm going to lay down first this product, and on top of that I'm going to lay a product called loaded vinyl. And this one is flexible and limp, and it's quite heavy. And because it's limpness and heaviness, it's a very good product to stop airborne noise, like talking, voice, music, television, etc. And the combination of both will work really well. So we put one and then the other, and on top of each other. And then after that we have still another step to do. Right now we just laid the first layer, and we're going to lay now over it the loaded vinyl. I'm just going to put unroll it and cover the floor completely with the loaded vinyl. So after that, we do something else on top, and I explain. Right now we finished, we have laid the loaded vinyl, so that's done. But there is still another step to do, because I cannot lay directly the floorboards on the loaded vinyl. I have to prepare the surface for it, and we're going to install plywood, tongue and grooved, to receive the engineering floor. So an engineering floor is a floor with no nails, no glue, so we just clip on each other, behind each other. Or you can use, you can nail a normal floorboard on the board you're going to install first. But the nails cannot go through into the original floorboards, otherwise we're going to transmit all the vibration, all the footsteps, so it will be, we lose most of the benefit of a floating floor. So that's why we're going to install now tongue and grooved plywood to have a nice hard surface on which we can work and install basically almost anything we want. Now, one thing is important when we install the loaded vinyl is to have a nice butt joint with no gap between, and we tape it properly with aluminium reinforced tape so it doesn't move. So that's quite important, because if you have a gap with loaded vinyl, the sound goes through. It's not the case for an absorber, like the footstep absorber we put underneath. This one can have small gap, it doesn't matter, but the loaded vinyl on top must be really well sealed. Well, now, one important thing is to use tongue and groove panels, because like this one here, because you're not supposed to put screws, and to hold the panel together, it's important to have tongue and groove. Where you don't have tongue and groove, you can add some biscuit, like here, for example, or you put there. I put just a couple of screws for the moment to hold the panels in place while I'm pushing it in, and when it's finished, I will remove the panel. And the last thing, important as well, we need to leave a gap all around the perimeter of the room. Like here, doesn't matter how thick, but something like around 5 mil, 6 mil, 8 mil. And then when it's finished, when we're ready, we seal with a bit of silicone. Well, that's done. Everything is done, is laid. Now we've got a nice floating floor that can receive the engineering floor. Or you can also fix anything on this plywood, but make sure there is no nail going through into the floor below, because it will transmit the vibration and the footsteps again. So that's why we call it a floating floor. There is no fasteners going through. So it's all ready for the finishing code. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me or send me an email. Thank you.